What's up, guys? Marco Flores here with Nerd in the Bay. Today I want to do a little bit of a comics talk, a little bit of a speculation of what's going on with the Uncanny X-Men. If you didn't know, in San Diego Comic-Con this past July, on the X-Men panel, they announced that the Uncanny X-Men book is coming back after a pretty good hiatus, back into the X-Men line. So what they're going to do is, with the current books going on right now, X-Men Blue and Gold they're on their way to being not canceled, but they're stopping X-Men Blue and Gold. X-Men Red is going pretty good, pretty strong actually, and Astonishing X-Men is going as well. So I believe what they're going to do is, they said that they want Uncanny X-Men to be the flagship book, maybe the only X-Men book that's going to be out once it becomes the fall, like November or something, because they're going to have their extinction events probably around that time, maybe in a couple months or so, like September, maybe. I'm trying to be accurate about it, but yeah. So Uncanny X-Men is going to be the only X-Men book, I believe, as far as I'm hearing it with news, that's going to be out there for the X-Men line. So what I wanted to do, basically what I want to do, is just basically have fan speculation, or just dream speculation of okay, who do I want on the team, who do I want writing this book, artwork for me, not so much that I don't care. I don't have a lot of names that I can think of that I would want artwork on the book. So I mean to start that off, if Jim Lee, for whatever reason, were to come back to Marvel, that'd be awesome, because I grew up on 90s Marvel, X-Men. That'd be great. Berto Ramos, I believe he does Spider-Man, or he did some Spider-Man books. His artwork is pretty great. Like I said, I don't have many names in terms of who I would like to see doing the artwork, but let me know what you guys think. Who should do the artwork for Uncanny X-Men once that starts coming out. In terms of writers, that's a little bit of a different picture. So my immediate number one, I would love to have him writing an X-Men book, would be Jonathan Hickman, because I'm kind of a big Hickman fan right now, from his stuff from the Avengers, his stuff from Infinity, the event that he ran, stuff like that. So yeah, Jonathan Hickman, just for his writing and just how he does deep dives into a lot of the older stuff when it came to the Avengers, and then bringing in new things to freshen the team up. So Jonathan Hickman is one that I would love to see. Dan Slott, being really awesome right now, and he was doing Spider-Man, but now he's transitioning to Iron Man. Dan Slott, I would love to see do an X-Men book as well. Anybody else? If I could going back to the 90s X-Men again, Chris Claremont, if he wants to do X-Men again, that'd be awesome as well, since I grew up on 90s X-Men. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for in terms of writers. Let's see, Christo Gage, I believe he's doing pretty good on X-Men as well. And then I'm trying to remember who's writing Astonishing right now. Astonishing X-Men, with the new team of Havoc, Beast, Warpath, Colossus. Well, there's one character that's a kind of a spoiler if you haven't been reading up on Astonishing X-Men right now, but that person, and then I think I'm missing somebody else. Dazzler? Yeah, Dazzler. I think Dazzler. They're 2 issues into that new team, into that new arc, and I'm loving that one. I'm loving Astonishing X-Men, because it's a bunch of Fallout X-Men where it's they're kind of down in a rut, and they something happens to them, either Havoc was evil for a time and now he's back to being good, but nobody trusts him. Colossus, if you missed the whole wedding thing that they were going, Kitty Pryde declined saying I do at the wedding. So like Colossus is like down, like just drinking himself away. Beast, kind of doing his own thing. Like he's fallen out of grace from the X-Men. So stuff like that, like the characters that are on Astonishing X-Men in that lineup right now is having like a little bit of like they don't know what to do with themselves sort of thing. So this sort of X-Men, if you read the previous issue of Astonishing X-Men, tells you why they're sort of X-Men. So yeah, back to the Uncanny X-Men. So like in terms of the roster, if this is going to be the only one book of the X-Men, I feel like, or at least I would like to see, it can go one of two things. It can go either a big super roster of team, like one big super team of like a lot of characters, or it would be a rotation of teams in one book, right? So like, say if it's a one super team, then you could think of like the Jim Lee X-Men #1, where before it was blue and gold, and then like you think of like teams like when the X-Men was in San Francisco before the Extinction team, before Schism, I believe. So like that, like big roster of characters in one team, that's something you can do. But it would be a difficult way to focus on like certain characters. Like I know popular characters will get more of the spotlight, but a person like me being a super fan of like Colossus, I would love to see him more on the spotlight, but it would be more difficult if it's in a big super team. So I mean, they can go that route, or they can do the rotational team arc, so like say, I know if you like back in the early 2000s, or just like even a few years back, they had multiple teams where you had like your main team, your support team, your field team, that sort of thing. So like if you want to do multiple teams, have them have like each doing something, right, in a team setting. Or maybe they can, if they're focusing on one particular mission, they can show like, okay, this team is doing this, and then like another issue or like another section of the book, the next team is doing that, right? So I think they may be doing it that route. So I don't know. So in terms of roster, like I said, I'm a super fan of Colossus. So Colossus needs to be there, being the muscle. If no matter if it's a super team or a rotational team, I definitely want Colossus into that mix. Cyclops is being hinted at coming back in terms of in the Extinction event. Jean Grey, of course, because Jean Grey has just come back alive after like a long time of being dead. Wolverine probably most likely going to be coming back. Present Wolverine, or 616 Wolverine, coming back, since he just like returned, coming back alive as well, with his heat claws. Let me see, anybody else. I do like Warpath. I like Warpath being into that mix, being the mixture of muscle and being that hunter's, being kind of like the jack of all trades sort of thing. Let me see. I mean, if I'm thinking super team, I know Cable was in the X-Men at multiple times, but like Cable usually does his own thing. Jubilee recently just got her powers back. I do want to see the young X-Men, not the team, but like just the younger X-Men, like Rockslide and Armor, be more transitioning more into the main teams. I know Armor has been on Astonishing when it was Joss Whedon. Oh, Joss Whedon, yeah, definitely. Would like to see something from Joss Whedon as well. Joss Whedon run. Let me see. I want to see more of the younger X-Men take more of a proactive role. Maybe having a like a disciple mentor relationship with like, say, like, if Colossus is the muscle, then Rockslide is the disciple. So like that sort of thing. Let me see. Anybody else? Because there are charming like kid characters that are on the X-Men side of things. So yeah, so I mean, when it comes down to it, it kind of sounds like I want to see 2018/2019 giant size X-Men. That's kind of what I would like to see in a sense. But I do like the massive roster. I do like the idea of a super team. I mean, I like the idea of both super teams and like rotational teams, no, depending how they're gonna do it. But yeah, I like that. I can go on and on about speculation or like what I would love to see for Uncanny X-Men, but I think that's pretty much it. Guys, I want to leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think of the new book being announced of Uncanny X-Men? Who would you like to see write it? Who would you like to see do the artwork? And who's the team? Who's going to be in the team? Whether it's a super team or a rotational team, like, you know, multiple teams. Who would you like to see in the Uncanny X-Men? Guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching, supporting, subscribing, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys next time for the next video. Okay? Peace, guys.